Hey everyone, here's Jarek from Vetica, and I'm here at the Greenfield Festival with Elize and Olof from Amaranthe. Hi everyone.
Hello there, nice to be here.
Your new album, Helix, is out now since last year, October.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about touring and concerts since then? Everything goes so far? No problem?
No problem, what I can remember.
Oh.
That's usually how it goes.
You remember the good things.
Only the good things. No, it's been great. It's very fun to play the new songs live, I think. Especially some of them.
We had some favorites.
We have our favorites, and it's always very refreshing to bring in new songs. And but we still play a lot of the old songs as well. Of course, since it's a festival, you want to play all the hits, the most popular songs. Yes.
Cool. Sounds good. How's touring for you all anyway? I mean, as I've seen on your page, you have sure a lot of concerts doing in the past, and of course a lot in the future to do. So is there even time to see something from the country or the cities you're in? Is there a chance?
It really depends, because I think a lot of musicians say that, yeah, I've traveled the world like 20 times, but I've never seen absolutely anything. Yes. And I think it's easy to just get stuck with the idea that you can't see anything. Yeah. I know that Elize is a little bit careful with because her voice, she doesn't want to get sick and things like that.
Yes.
For me, I don't really have the same kind of worry. So if we come to a city like Leipzig, for example, then I will go to the Johanneskirche and see the Bach Museum. Or if we come to here, for example, I try to take a walk around. Today I didn't get the opportunity so far, but I think it's important to see the places that you go. In the sense that you get a little bit of a feeling that you're actually coming to different places instead of just seeing the inside of backstages. But it depends from city to city, basically.
Yes. So you have the S card, so because you have to look for the voice.
Yeah, but it's just like some kind of spell I have on me. It's every time I go out and have fun, I get sick. Oh. So, and I joined Olof, I think. One time on the last tour, I was like, okay, let's go for a dinner in the city and see. And then after that, I got sick. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's mental, and I need to work with that, because I agree with Olof. It's very important to see actually the world if you have the opportunity to do that. And also, the older I get, the less nervous I get for the show, and maybe someday I find like peace of mind and I can, change a little bit my routines and wake up early and go and see stuff. I mean, like I said, I saw this environment and I was thinking, oh, I have to come here for vacation someday or something. It's really beautiful.
So, as I've seen, you are playing the first time here at the Greenfield Festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how is it so far?
So far, very positive, amazing, really nice backstage. Unfortunately, the visitors don't see that, but it's amazing. Like super good food and really nice bands. We know a lot of them since we toured together with In Temptation and Elevator, for example. And Sabaton are Swedish guys. You know, it's really fun. We love to play festivals, and this one seems really nice. And that's from what we've seen, it's super cool. Very nice to be here.
Yeah, it's a cool thing because it's almost like we're on tour together with Sabaton and with In Temptation and all the guys, but instead of the tour being 30 people, it's like 300 people.
Yes.
So it's like everybody just moves to this brand new location. But more specifically about Greenfield, I mean, me and Henrik were outside watching Tesseract play, and you saw the Swiss Alps on the sides, the eagles were soaring above, and then you had the skydivers circling over, and I was like, fuck yeah, really this is amazing. Yeah, I love this place, really.
I love it too. We love it.
So we can be sure that you come once again at the Greenfield Festival?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
If you want us, we come there. If we're allowed to come, we come. Yeah.
Sure, you will.
Sure to request it. Send an email every day. Cool.
Good. Let's talk a bit about songs and songwriting. What I always wanted to know is, you have 3 vocalists. How you manage that everyone is happy with their amount of vocal passages?
How do you know that everyone is happy?
Yeah, exactly. We are not actually happy, usually. say because.
Oh, okay.
But I will say it like this: that I think for us, it's kind of a organic thing to find the right voices for the right person. Especially on the Helix album, Elize wrote almost all of the vocal lines. And in some cases, it wasn't really decided, okay, is this going to be Nils, the other guy singer, or Elize? But then when you're in the studio, you have a feeling of where it should go. I think it's only a couple of times where like, who should sing this? And stuff like that.
And usually also after an album is released, like in this case, I could read a few comments that, Nils didn't get as much vocal melodies as Elize, and I was like, oh shit, was I now selfish? And I can actually change that for the next album. It's very easy. It's just for me to be like, it's cool. I sing the pre-choruses and a little bit on the chorus, and that's fine. You know, it's not like we're competing with each other. It's just like we write the songs and then we record them, and then of course usually afterwards you think, oh, maybe we could have done it like this. So yes, I think for each album we kind of grow into it, and I mean, I would love to give Nils more vocal melodies to sing. I don't have a problem with that. So I think we will do so, and that's how it goes. You start usually to think after one album is released, you start to think about the next and how you can, you know, even out the balances, and also because of what the fans like. And obviously they love Nils' voice. He's a new singer for us, and people really, really like him, and that's very nice for us to know that, so that we will you probably give him his own song or something for the next album, because it's nice to know that they think he fits into the band. So it goes, like he said, organic, step by step.
Can you also tell us something about the songwriting process in general? I mean, is there maybe some kind of plan? You go step by step, or is it different in each album?
It depends a little bit. The foundation is always me and Elize sitting down with like a keyboard, finding the right chord progression, really catchy vocal line, and from there it's kind of almost easy to write a good song. Okay. If you sit down by yourself and you just sit and write guitar riffs, obviously you can create a great song like that, but I think it's doing it a little bit in the wrong order of things, let's say. So it depends a little bit. I think our process has remained pretty much the same since the first album, that we sit down in my place, no fancy studio or anything like that, and we just work on it like friends instead of trying to take it super seriously.
Cool,
yeah, that's one thing we really try to keep, is that feeling we had when we wrote the first album, to just keep that, because usually we pick the subjects from the air, like what's happening right now. And I know we wrote a lot about, like, for example, climate changes already on our second album, because that bothered us a lot. And it's still an ongoing subject, and maybe even more serious now. So maybe, you know, that's going to affect our writing. And then other stuff like anxiety, we haven't wrote a lot about that, but we know it's a big issue for a lot of young people nowadays, and it's very sad. And, you know, so that's what makes us be able to write songs, is because we pick up emotions and things that affects us, and that's what we based our songwriting on always. Also with the digital world stuff, we were like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, you know? We were so focused on that, like everything turning to digital and robots and all that stuff, and we're like, you know, that's why we wrote that basically. And so we're gonna continue with the same. That I actually did record a chorus melody now in the bathroom here at Greenfield. Yes. Ooh. Yeah, it just came to my mind. I heard some chords from another band playing.
And like, I was this should have been the vocal line. I need to record it.
Oh shit, but like, that's good. So I recorded now maybe, you know, it comes like, it can come at any time. That's why it's good to have this phone. You can just like do a voice memo, and then we bring it up again in the studio, and then maybe it should be called like the Greenfield or something, the song.
So, sorry?
That's how it goes. It's like, from an artist perspective, I think stuff just comes to your brain, and you need to be open for it.
Yes. It's also a cool idea with the memo and everything. I think maybe on your phone, memo number 1 to number 1100, maybe something like that, and you can use it really good at when it comes to a new album and everything. You can pick up.
It's exactly like that,
yeah. That's really cool. Yes, genau. Who of you all practices the most?
When it comes to instrumental or vocal practice, I would think that would be Morten.
Yes.
Okay. He loves to play the drums, and I think he plays drums every day. Yeah. He has his own rehearsal space, and he usually plays for 1 or 2 hours.
Cool.
Stuff like that. I actually still play a lot of guitar, and especially recently in the last year or something like that, because I just feel a little bit more inspired these days. I mean, building the band was a lot of work, actually. A lot of things that needed to fall into place that was not necessarily music related, let's say. But now that the organization is fantastically built, with our management and with the booking situation and with our crew and everything, it's a lot more easy to now focus on the music, which made me fall in love with the guitar a little bit all over again, actually.
So you're more free than before to practice?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
And also to write more music.
Yeah.
So we are going to start to work on a new album before very long as well, and we feel super pumped for that.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a song you two would say was the most difficult or longest to write?
Oh.
Most difficult. I think it was a little bit when it comes to Unified, for example, on the latest album.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yes.
It took a really long time to find the perfect vocal line for it. Elize had a lot of different ideas, and I loved all of them, but I think the both of us were not like 100% convinced.
Yeah.
But then we remember that like maybe 2 years back, Elize had been sitting and singing a vocal line on an airplane.
Yes.
And we just remember that, okay, this was not for a ballad, but this could really fit perfectly into the song. Is that Whitney already?
Yes, that's Whitney.
Yeah, I met her before backstage. She's great.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's not as dead as people think.
Not as dead.
She just moved into the backstage.
Oh, okay. Back from the dead. Okay. Good, very good. Is there also a song maybe you could not publish for some reason? Or there was there?
Some things we come up with are a little bit more crazy than others. Like we had some Spanish rhythms.
Ah, yeah.
And I actually did love them.
Yeah.
But
it's a
for some
awesome
reason,
song.
it's awesome. It's like La Isla Bonita with Madonna.
Okay.
A little bit. So for some reason it didn't. Yeah, it didn't make it on the album because it was too different from the other songs, basically. So maybe it will make it for the next album, or maybe not. But yes, there are a lot of songs that are not on any album. Yeah.
Keep your eyes out. And also would be nice to know, how does a perfect day look like for you all?
A perfect day?
Yes.
Oh, it's like with the music, nice people. Okay, for me, I start. Good sleep. I wake up, I think about coffee, the first thing usually. And then I have a good coffee. Like here, it's actually really good coffee. Okay. Yeah, double espresso with that's great. And then of course you meet like other bands and nice people like yourself, and surrounded by a lot of people, because I love to be in environments with many people. So for today's exam, I think that was a perfect day so far. And then in the evening we play a show, of course, and then yeah, that's a good day.
Cool. And your day?
You wake up alone.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the dark.
Alone in the dark,
with the guitar.
no people, not
playing
having to
samba.
play. Yeah, exactly. It depends, but just like Elize said, good sleep is definitely a recipe for a great day. Eat some nice food, maybe enjoy the scenery of a great town or a place like this. Yeah. So she stole my line a little bit in the sense that it's been a perfect day today.
Oh.
Cool.
Woke up for being on tour semi-early, which was 10:30 or something like that. Sitting up in the bus, driving through the mountains and everything, and see the little lakes and the rivers. Absolutely gorgeous. And just like Elize said, come in here, meet everybody. It's like coming into an office. And also meeting a lot of people that we haven't met this year also. Like the Elevator guys, for example, that we toured with for a month.
Because I know by fact some people, musicians or artists in general, could be like antisocial, and they don't like to be in environments with lots of people. But so that's why I think we're very lucky for being like social. Or I don't know why, but I just love when there's lots of people around. I hate like the bad day is to wake up alone. It's
No
like
plans.
bad weather,
No
no good coffee, like shitty coffee, like Nescafe, and like no people around, nobody to talk to, nothing to look forward to.
Oh, okay. And your bad day when you go like that?
Bad day.
Like a lot of threatening emails.
Yeah, exactly. No, you absolutely nailed that. Yeah, there's been that in the past. Maybe you couldn't fall asleep at all, so you only finally fall asleep at like 7 in the morning. Yeah. You wake up too late and your entire inbox is just filled with death threats, basically. Answered this yesterday, Jesus fucking Christ. So.
And it's a good thing we can laugh about all that misery.
Okay.
I think that's important.
Yes.
For every person.
Good. That's it all. And thank you very much for that you take your time for me.
Our pleasure.
And thank you also. And thanks also. Some hugs to everyone. And you want to add something for the fans, maybe?
Of course. If you're at the Greenfield, I hope you will enjoy our show and that you're having an amazing time. And we are so happy to be here, and we love you guys.
And thank you for coming and singing the shows so many times at Sedsiben in Pratten.
Yeah, that's true.
We love you guys. Thank you for the support. It means a lot.
And don't bring chocolate. No more Swiss chocolate from me.
No more.
Bring wine instead.
Wine
Lots
and
of
chocolate.
wine.
We love like Swiss chocolate. Yes.
We love it a little bit too much. That's
yeah, exactly. And we try to get off the sugar, so to speak. But besides that, everything's awesome. So.
Good. Thanks also from us for everyone who's watching. And don't forget to share, subscribe and like. And as always, you find the infos for the band right below in the description. Thank you everyone. Tack, Amaranthe.
Tack, dankeschön.
Thank you.
And yes, Toblerone is my favorite chocolate. That's
but you can buy the chocolate and then do it in the cooler, and you can eat it in other times.
No, but if I get it, I eat it directly.
Yeah, I know that.